I heard you.
Really? I
Yeah.
was muted. Sorry. Good evening, everyone. Episode 120 of Who the Heck Are We? This is Caro Manzano in behalf of Claudia Perrine. And our guest for today is Jacob Maniti, one of the mainstays of the ADT. We always say, I know, when we talk about the Azkals Development Team, everyone is a player to look out for
Yeah.
because these are all of the standouts in the youth national teams. So
The
national team
up and
players na.
coming.
And
Yeah.
it's like they just get all stars. Let's put them in ADT. That's the way I
Yeah,
could
that's
describe it,
correct. And they're
right?
from
So
all over
all over the Philippines
the
and the
Philippines
world.
and the world
Ayan, just
and
not
the world.
representing the different provinces. Kasi ang dami. Like one of the
Yeah.
guys, it's Sian, one of our guests
Yes.
back then, right? So it's nice to see him there. So we'll
Yeah,
take a
it's
look
nice to see him there.
at
There's
further
an
look at the ADT. Yes.
yeah, he lives in Manila. Yeah, he lives in Manila.
Yeah. Yep.
I love
So
that guy. He's good. Very good.
yeah, very nice guy. So anyway, let's get on to it. Can I get a drum roll, please,
Okay.
for our
Wait.
semi-grand entrance? Our
Can you hear
guest.
it? Can you hear
Yep, Jacob Maniti.
it?
Hello.
Hey,
Hey, Jacob.
How have you
hey,
been?
good, good. How are you guys?
Good, thank you. Welcome to the show. So PFL is gonna end in a bit for the year because there's gonna be like that holiday slash World Cup break, right?
Yeah.
So personally, how are you? What's the team doing? You guys are in the middle of the table. Yeah.
Yeah, no, everything's great. The vibes are great. The boys have really gelled together. The training's gotten a lot better from where we were months ago when we first started it back in early August, and hopefully we'll be able to get a result against Aliens on Sunday for the
Hmm.
last game before we go away for the international break.
Right. So this is your first full tournament here in the local scene for the Philippines. How are
Yeah.
you finding it given that you're born and raised in Australia?
Yes. No, it's
Sorry.
a Yeah, no, it's a completely different scene back home. I mean, you've got the weather, you've got a lot more teams compared to back here. Uh, you got maybe bigger players, but there's not much difference when you make a change over here because it's just maybe the heat that you have to get used to. Took us a while. Myself, I know Julian did. It's just a struggle every day, but once you get used to it, get the ball rolling, then everything should be sweet.
You get your daily sauna here in the Philippines. You don't have to enter a room anymore when you're at the
Yeah,
locker room or spa, right? Or at
yeah.
your country club.
Or the solarium.
Yes. How about culture? The food, the sights, the scenes. Manila's crazy. Let's for this coming from
Yeah.
someone who grew up there and still lives here. How was the whole transition being in a new place? Was it your
Um,
first time here? Like just
no, no. For,
okay.
for me, actually, it was pretty easy, to be honest, because I've been coming here since I was maybe 13, 12. I've been with the national team from the start. I've been with the under 14s, 16s, 18s, 23s, and hopefully soon the men's. But coming back here when I was young, we always had to do maybe 6 week camps, 4 week camps, and you just get used to everything. It opens your eye, you're away from home for me because I was the only one that was from abroad in those early stages, but it just forced me to get used to it a lot quicker. And now coming here, it's nothing new, nothing really caught me by surprise, should I say.
Before I get to Claudia, what were like the tournaments you played in like U14, 16, all the way to U23?
I've played in multiple AFC qualifiers, multiple
Hmm.
AFF tournaments as well. Um, didn't play in the SEA Games recently, but that's pretty much it. It's just been multiple AFF and multiple AFC qualifiers. Haven't been fortunate enough to make it through to the actual tournament, but hopefully we can get there one day.
Right, right. So close to getting full circle. Right.
Yeah,
U23, you got there already. You played in the AFC qualifier, so you're really hoping to make it to the Azkals, as you mentioned. And as we all know, right, Claudia?
Yeah. Ooh, it's exciting. I mean, you've been coming, playing in the youth national teams, and then hopefully soon we'll be seeing you in the senior team, huh?
Yeah, hopefully soon. I mean, my sister's already got that one over me. She's been doing it since the start of this year. Uh, she's very lucky and fortunate enough to be included, hopefully for the World Cup next year if she
Ooh.
keeps her standards up. But yeah, that's just going to be a great experience for her. Hopefully, I can do the same with the men's, and hopefully we can go all the way. Hopefully to a World Cup one day.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
nice. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Claudia?
Yeah. So, Jacob, you and your sister, clearly you guys play soccer, but who influenced you to start the game? Because Australia, I lived there for 10 years. Soccer is not really that big. It's more of rugby,
Yeah,
AFL. You lived in Melbourne, AFL,
yes,
right? And cricket. But you
yeah,
hardly see, right? Cricket is one of the the top sports in
yeah.
Australia. How did you get into soccer?
Well, okay, my dad's maybe not gonna like this, but I'd like to say maybe it was my grandfather.
Oh,
He's from England, so obviously they've got the big footballing background, and I believe he may have given my parents a push to put me into football, and then once that was the decision to where I was going to go, or my siblings were all going to go, my dad started coaching us, and he's coached every single one of us, including my older sister who stopped. But the three of us, myself, my younger sister, and my younger brother, we all play, and hopefully we'll all be a part of the national team at the same time, be active
wow,
members.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
nice. So when you started, where did you go to school?
I've been born and raised in Australia. Haven't lived anywhere else. I've been overseas everywhere, but I've just never lived there.
Yep.
I went to multiple high schools because I moved from Sydney to Melbourne when I was 15.
Right.
My first school was Westwood Sports. There's a couple of big names out there. If you did some research, some Aussie footballers, Aussie athletes, you'll see that they went there. And then when I moved to Melbourne for Melbourne Victory, I moved to a college.
Oh,
Because
Melbourne Victory. Yeah.
that college had like an FFA program, if that's what it was called, like an elite athlete sort of thing.
Right.
And that's what I was a part of at Westfields. So then when I moved to Melbourne, they said, go to this college because that's where the elite program is going to start.
Mm-hmm.
And I was fortunate enough to go at that starting year. And I was there just before maybe year 12. And then I made the decision to drop out because I had to constantly train and just focus on football.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That included your other siblings?
No, my sister just graduated school. She was unfortunate enough to miss her school formal because she's away with the women's team in Chile right now.
Oh, okay.
But my older sister, she's done her studies. She's done a bachelor in fine arts, I believe, for stage management. I'm
Oh,
not too
nice.
sure. It's a very long name, but
Always long.
she's so far the only one to love the studies and go the whole way. But my younger brother, I'm not too sure about him just yet. I don't believe he wants to finish school as well already. But who knows? He's young and anything changes his mind still.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
So when you started in school, what position did you play?
For me, I believe when I was younger, I always changed. I was always
All right.
just on the field anywhere. But then growing up, I was made a fullback, right and left back. And when I first came into the national team, at 14s and 16s, I was put at fullback, at left back. And
Okay.
then I think it was maybe around 15, 16, I got moved to midfield, and I haven't left
Move
since.
from there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
every age, like from fullback, then you got older,
Yes,
midfield.
yes.
So maybe another year you'll be in the striker.
Yes. Hopefully working my way up to the top. Just
Yeah.
gonna practice my finishing. and that's it. Hopefully one day.
That's right. Get
Yeah.
those goals in. You know, Clara, before I pass on to you,
Uh-huh.
a lot of the football players that we interviewed always said that they played goalie at one point in
Yeah.
their lives. Did
Yes.
you?
Yeah. I may have wanted to be a goalie at one stage, but thankfully for my mum, she didn't let that happen. With
Oh,
with my younger brother, my dad sees that he has something in him, so he plays goalkeeper for futsal. I
okay.
believe.
Wow. Really?
Yes, he's not afraid to get it in between the sticks and go head first into something with his hands. He doesn't mind that. He loves getting around it, but I don't think he'll stay there because he loves to. He needs to move. He needs to run. He's like me. He just needs to be out on the field somewhere.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
If
maybe
you
just once in your life, or
that's
you wanted to be a
I had that
goalkeeper.
dream. I had that dream. If I was tall enough, maybe. But unfortunately, I don't have those genes, so I've had to stay on the field.
Uh,
that's
at least you
okay.
have the genes of being fast,
Yeah,
right?
I wouldn't say I'm that fast, but hopefully I'll get there.
We're all Filipinos, so we're all small.
No,
Let's get
I'm
that.
not. I'm not.
Are you normal height by like international standards? If you're saying
Me?
Me?
it. Yeah, Claudia, if you're saying
Yeah,
it.
I am. I'm
Okay.
by international standards,
Okay.
5'7". Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Sega.
And
Right. So
Jacob, how
you
tall are you?
Uh, I think maybe 5'7" as well.
five
I'm not too
seven.
sure of the
Uh-huh.
exact
Well, your
figure.
record here is 1.72 meters. Let's convert that to feet later on.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'll have to
Well,
do a quick Google search later. Maybe
same.
add a few centimeters to get a few inches.
Yep. So you didn't get to be a goalkeeper. So are you living that you can say through your good mate Julian Schwarzer Garcia?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Talking to him and seeing what he does, I don't think I could go through that same sort of treatment as a goalkeeper. Because for him, it's a bit hard with his dad being
Oh
Australia's
yeah.
Right.
most key player. Everyone just sees Julian in his shadow, but from what I've seen, Julian's, if not the best goalkeeper I've seen, he's definitely one of the best.
How's
Nice.
that dynamic with the two of you? Do you know each other growing up or just here in the Philippines? Because Julian has Aussie roots too, right? So did you get to grow
Yeah.
up in a similar area?
No, the first time meeting him was when I first moved out here, early August, if not late July, and ever since then we've bonded really well.
Hmm.
We now live in the same building, uh, and we've just become really close. We found out that we don't live, or like his family relationships back in Australia isn't too far from mine.
Oh,
So maybe one day when we're back in Australia together, we'll go around, see everything. I'll show him around if he hasn't seen. But yeah, we've just become really great mates here.
Mm-hmm. Right. Just to backtrack a bit, so your sister Chantelle, member of the Filipinas, did not get to miss. She missed her graduation from high school,
her.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's called formal, right? In
Formal is like prom.
Aussie, prom.
yeah.
Okay.
If that's
Wow.
It's a
yeah,
part. The prom. Yeah.
Prom's even bigger, I think, than the marching and graduation. Wow. Hats off to your sister.
It's called the senior formal. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Big sacrifice. Hats off. How was it connecting though to the Philippines? Since two family members, represent the Philippines, who found you guys, or did you want to find a way?
well, I've always had this Filipino heritage in me because my dad and his family back home, we'd always go after church on a Sunday and just eat maybe what is it, chicken adobo. My grandmother makes.
Nice.
But I think for me, my dad was doing his coaching license over here
Mm.
for AFT, and I'm not sure if it was his classmate or the head instructor, but he was involved in PFF in some way, and then he said, for my dad to bring me across over here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was my first camp, and I think it may have been in Baguio.
Okay.
I'm not too
Baguio.
sure,
Uh-huh.
but ever since then, I haven't turned my back. Been thankful for the opportunity that they've given me, and I've just run with it. Hopefully, I can go all the way.
Mm-hmm. And eventually your sister just connected since you were playing for the
Yeah.
youth national teams, right?
Yes, of course. But for my sister, she was fortunate enough to get Alan Stajic as a head coach, and
Mm.
then Naz, the assistant, Nako Arate, he was our teacher, our school coach as
No
well.
way. Whoa.
So we've known him since myself, since I got into the high school. And once Alan Stajic took over the Filipinas, the women's national team, she was fortunate enough to get a call-up,
Man.
and she chose it, and she ran with it. She's happy to be here, and hopefully, I wish her the best. That's it.
Wow. What a connection, right? One of the coaching staff of Coach Allen. Man. All right, but
Yeah.
if we look at, like, let's say your career before going to the ADT, you played for the U21, right? Melbourne Victory. You were with Blacktown and MacArthur. How was that whole experience playing in youth setups, right? Of like elite
Yes.
Aussie soccer teams. How was the
Yes.
whole set experience?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, first I was at Melbourne Victory. I was there for 3 years, just before or just up until COVID hit,
Mm.
and it was a tough decision to make because I could see it out the whole year because our season in Melbourne got cancelled due to COVID before it even started. So I had to make a decision: do I stay in Melbourne and just wait it out, or do I go back home and just stay around family until it all blows over? But no one knew what was going to happen, so I decided to go back home. And then what was it? The NPL, the New South Wales Premier League, started it up again. It only got postponed, and I knew one of the managers for Blacktown City, and he said, "Yeah, come in, come train." And then I got bored. I just wanted to start again. So I had to call Melbourne Victory and see what the go was. But since the league had been cancelled, there was nothing they could do, and they were more than happy to wish me well and let me sign with Blacktown City. And after a season and a half, if I'm not mistaken, with Blacktown City, I moved on to MacArthur Bulls for a year, and after that year, I moved here. So now here I am.
That's the road, let's say, playing that pro path already, right? Being with all those teams. Claudia.
Yeah.
Yeah. You meant Jake, you mentioned Blacktown, and to those that are watching, Blacktown is uh is full of Filipinos.
Really?
Right? Yeah, it is German Filipino, but a lot of the Filipinos
Area is full.
everywhere you look is a Filipino. In Blacktown, it's called a Blacktown. They really call it Blacktown. Did you play with fellow Filipinos, fellow Philos in
Yeah.
Australia?
No, in my team, there were, or in the club even, there weren't many,
Oh, okay.
but I knew a couple of them. One of the board members happened to be Filipino, and she was very happy. I met her son, and he seems to be going in a good way. Hopefully, one day he can make the switch and come to Philippines as well. But there weren't many, to be honest.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah, I mean, Blacktown City is probably the most renowned NPL club. That's
Okay.
also where Julian's dad, Mark Schwarzer, played, and
Mhm.
yeah, he was out there. But that's it.
Wow.
Wow.
And Blacktown has I'm not sure if it's still there, the restaurant called Mesa.
I wouldn't have a clue, to be honest. I
It
wouldn't have
serves
a
like
clue.
really good Filipino food.
Pinoy resto, I
Pinoy
see.
restaurant.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So,
Right.
Jacob, in your family, does your mom cook Filipino food all the time?
Or just
No,
the, or just your dad, right?
Or just your dad?
just my dad when he has the energy to do it. There's always the odd occasion we come home and we see the chicken adobos cooking, and you just know Dad's in a good mood, and he's decided to whip it up. But other than that, we usually go to our grandmother's place, if not
Right.
after church, and she makes everything.
Mhm.
Spring rolls, adobo. I'm not too sure of the other names. I can't remember, but it's great. It tastes the exact same, if not better, than what I've tried here.
Oh, we're gonna have a adobo battle. We have a lot. We have a lot
Dami
of
na, dami na.
yeah. We're gonna have a lot of these like guests that say that my mom's adobo is better than
Yeah, everyone
the
says
other.
that.
Yeah, everybody says that. They
Some
always love their
players, some
parents.
players cook it, right? Quincy claims
Yes,
that he cooks it. Christopher Reyes
Christopher Reyes.
says that
Says that.
he makes the best,
Yeah.
at least in
But
Iceland, let's say. Right.
how about you? Do
But
you cook yourself, Jacob?
yeah, here, home
Of course,
to Manila.
yeah.
Yeah.
I live by myself here, so of course I have to cook for myself instead of go out and eat every single night. But I just cook what I know, what my mom's taught me back home. And I was lucky enough for my parents, my family, and my brother to all come out a couple weeks ago.
Okay. Oh, they were here. Oh, nice.
Sorry, yeah, they were here, and mum and dad were cooking, so yeah, it was amazing. It was good.
Get to
It,
relax.
it's always nice to have home cooked meals, huh?
Yeah. Nothing beats it.
Nothing beats it. Here you go.
Or your wallet cries eating out. Mine does. Mine does. Right. Okay. Since we're covering your roots, so it's your dad who's Filipino.
Yes,
And
yes.
normally people, a lot of Pinoys come
Mm,
from overseas. Say their mom is the one who's Filipino. But here in your case, it's your dad.
Yeah, yeah.
Similar to Kevin Ingreso. Yeah, it's their dad also is
yes.
Filipino. Right.
Is it?
And
Is it?
then, yep. And then you
Yeah,
were born in Australia. Go ahead.
yeah. I don't. Every time I find someone that's from abroad like myself, that's half Filipino, even quarter Filipino, every time I ask or they ask, it's always the mum that's Filipino.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't really, off the top of my head, I'm not too sure if I know any others with a Filipino dad,
Who
but
are the
it's
ones we can name? Is to help you out. Ingreso, right? To add to Ingreso, there's Christopher Reyes, right? He also carries a Filipino name. Yeah.
yeah,
There's Dennis Kagara way back, but I know he retired already from football. Jerry Lucena, yeah,
yeah,
the guy's playing in Norway. But your mom is from El Salvador, is that right? Like
yeah,
Central
Oh wow.
America.
yeah, Central America.
Uh huh.
And we haven't been fortunate enough to go back. We've always asked, we always want to go back, but she says no, not yet. It's not safe. It's still run by gangs, so
Oh.
maybe it's not the right time to go back. But hopefully, when we're all older, we'll all get together as a family
Uh huh.
and we'll get to see where she grew up, the place, and that's it.
Is it Central Americas or Southern? Sorry,
Central America,
Central.
Central
Central.
Central America.
Okay.
yeah, Central America. They
Yeah.
play in the Concaf.
Oh,
Same as
CONCACAF.
the US. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you got.
CONCACAF. Uh huh.
Yeah,
CONCACAF. Yeah. And they met
I know.
in Australia?
Sorry.
Your
Your
parents?
parents met in Australia?
Yeah, they both moved when they were, I'd say, 7, 8 years old,
Wow, yeah.
and they both met there, and that's it. We've come back to Philippines together as a family many times. We've been to Boracay on a
Oh,
holiday. We've been, I think, around Manila, stayed in Manila Bay with another family who is also uh, in the footballing scene, but they're Portuguese.
mm.
So they're over there now, but that's it. Hopefully, we get to go to El Salvador one day.
Mm-hmm.
Your dad's roots, where are they from?
Dad's from Mexico, Pampanga.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's why
yeah.
he could cook well.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
okay.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's why they could
Yeah.
cook well. Yeah.
My dad's side is also Kapampangan. Yeah.
My
okay.
mom's side is Kapampangan. That's
Also
why they could cook.
also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's close to New Clark City, you know.
It's on the way. It's on the way. Yep.
That's yeah, because when we played our game out there a couple of weeks ago, I had a couple of family members that were able to make the little trip out instead of coming all the way here to Rizal. So that
Nice.
felt nice to see everyone again. It's been quite a while. It was just lovely to see him.
Yeah,
Nice.
the flag.
Yeah, I could just hear them screaming my name when I was taking the penalty.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, you took the penalty to tie the game. We'll talk about your penalty later on. Okay. So
Yeah,
Mexico is on the way to my dad's side, right? So that's cool being Kapampangan. I'll teach how to say good afternoon later. I learned it during the game to say on the live stream. Uh,
perfect, perfect.
yep. Okay. But your mom's side though, because there's the perception that I think Central America, Southern America, the culture is kind of similar to what we have in the Philippines since there's some Spanish influence here. So could you like describe it to us at El Salvador side?
Um, well, honestly, I don't really know much about it other than we just like to have a good barbecue, throw some meat on there, salad. Um, to be honest, all Central America, South America, to me is the same. I'm yet to go over and see the differences and how those locals would be able to tell the difference. But for me, I can't tell the difference just yet.
Hmm.
They
You
do
can give
speak
your
Spanish,
Spanish, right?
like everyone else, or majority of them, if not Portuguese or their own dialect. But
Portuguese. Yeah.
yeah, they do speak Spanish.
You speak that with your mom or the language
No,
there?
no, I wish I could have learned different languages when I was growing up, but I don't know any just yet.
I see. All right. You can give your sister Chantelle homework while she's in Chile. Chile, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. To
yeah,
tell you about Chile. How's it there? In comparison to perhaps the
yeah. No,
culture.
if you asked her, if you got on the phone with her, and you asked her if she knew how to speak Spanish, I'm sure she'd say yes. But I think she's
She does.
I think she's lying.
Can you speak Tagalog though?
No, no, I can just understand the words here and there. Of I don't know them off the top of my head, but when the coaches say certain things, I've heard it from the early ages of 14, 15, 16. So now it's just like engraved, and I
Right.
just know where to go when they say a certain word, and
Yeah.
it's easy.
Yeah, I'm sure
Especially in
you.
screaming,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Got you.
getting angry at you.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's it.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
I'm sure you learned a bit from your dad, if he dropped something by accident or in the football field.
no,
I'm sure.
surprisingly not. My dad doesn't really speak Tagalog around us. He
Uh-huh.
only really
Oh,
speaks it when he has to. So that's it. But when he comes here, he's speaking to everyone in Tagalog, if not English, but in a Filipino way, Filipino
Yeah.
accent.
like
Good thing.
Taglish with a
Yes, yes,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
My dad
yeah.
loves to do that. Whether he's in Spain, he's trying to speak Spanish in some sort of way, even though he doesn't know it. Or let's say he goes to India, he'll try to speak Indian. That's just how he just loves to try and get around everyone and embrace everything.
Oh my goodness,
Right.
classic.
Yeah.
Tito knowing the ways around overseas, eh? Right. Okay. So before we carry on, let's head to our halftime break. Jacob, you can grab a glass of water or something. We'll just give some reminders. So we want to remind you we're a member of the Globally Ballin Network. Do head to globallyballin.com for your original content. Follow us on social media too at WTHAW Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. You're catching this on the YouTube page of Globally Ballin. That's where you can find who the heck are we. That's to add to our Facebook, of course, Facebook page where we are also streaming. Don't forget about our sister shows. We got Next Man Up with Diego Dario and Jello Vito for your basketball talk. On the 30th basketball with my Titos, Noel, Charlie, Sid, JP Mercado. They look back at the golden days of Philippine hoops. That's like 90s and earlier. And our many sponsors. New era for our caps. Judges Delights, your peanut butter, Henneluben Farms. I'm having Adlai again later. Daily Ounce for our aqua flasks. Fujimama for Japanese food. Founders Donuts. In demand daw sila. Barrio Fiesta.
Always
Pinoy
on
Dishes.
out of stock.
Kaya nga. Mad Brownie Co. For brownies, of course. Chops to go. SM Bikutan, SM South Mall, and SM North EDSA. We got Muffin Mafia and Rad Chameleon Apparel for our uniforms. And again, there you go. So, shall we get back to it?
Yep. Ready to go.
So, nice. You got your water break or cooling break. So, the
A
ADT,
flask.
how is the whole dynamic?
Mm.
Playing coach, team captain. Am I missing something? Playing coach, team captain, midfielder with Shraki with you,
The
guiding
legend.
all of these guys. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. I mean, I would, I don't think I would have considered really coming out here if it wasn't for Shockey, because getting the chance to work under him, see him as a mentor, try to take as much from his game as I can. It's amazing. It's an amazing opportunity because Shockey's done the most for Philippine football. He's definitely known all over Asia. If
Yeah.
you say his name, everyone knows him, and it's just great to be able to be here, see how he acts,
Yeah.
see what he does as a professional, as a footballer, and hopefully he can get his coaching career all the way to the top and take Asia football, if not just football in general, to another level.
What do the local boys call Shraki? Do they go Kuya Shraki or Tito? He might kill me for saying that though. Or you go coach.
Yeah, no, it's different for everyone. Some people say coach, a lot of them say Kuya. I've heard the odd Kalbo.
Oh
I
my
didn't say
god,
that. I
really?
didn't say that. I didn't
Yeah,
say that.
a couple. I think I've heard it once or twice, but I think that may have been from the coaches.
The
Okay.
coaches.
Okay. The
He,
older
he,
people can say that.
yeah,
Yeah.
he loves to have a laugh with all the boys and get under anyone's skin. Like just in the warm ups, you see Shockey and Andres all the time. No matter if we're meant to be doing a light jog, they're always racing to see who can get to the cone first.
Oh,
That's
It's all
nice.
fun and games with Shockey, and it's great to have the boys work around him as well because
right.
they've all come out of their shell and everyone's grown from the past couple of months, and hopefully they can all make it to the top.
Hmm. Before I pass you the ball, Claudia, Julian, your close friend, right, was saying that you, him, and Shraki are kind of like the leaders, I guess, with age and
Yeah.
experience. So, how is it relating to the younger boys? A lot of the younger boys are the homegrown players. There's guys like Sian, who's also quite a leader. Sian Galsim.
Yeah.
You got the two Saud brothers, really young, really promising. You got Nunez. So, how is it working with all those homegrown stars?
No, it's
Who's
good.
here?
Jaime is just rocked up. You want to
Yeah,
say hi?
he can drop in.
You can
Yeah,
say
go say
hello.
hi. He's shy. He's shy.
Oh, that's
Oh,
okay.
He just come back. I'm not too sure what he's been doing. Hopefully nothing.
nothing
Nothing.
silly.
Hoping nothing too illegal. Yeah, no, the boys are great. With me, Shoki, Julian, Yurik as well, senior player.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, it's nothing but respect. If all the boys, there's a mutual respect between all of us, no matter how old you are, because we're the youngest team in the league, and we're all just here to learn and get better, and hopefully move on to something bigger and better for our careers. Yeah, it's just a great environment to just learn. I mean, some of the other boys, the younger boys like Noti Nunes,
Mm.
he's got great talent, big potential. He's I believe he can make it to the top. I believe all these boys can make it to the top, and it's just seeing us all work together, share ideas. No one's really like the main leader besides
Right.
Shockey, obviously. We're all
Yep.
leaders. Everyone's giving their own input, and it's just how we've been able to have the success that we have, even though we may have not won all the games, but we're definitely the most structured, the most footballing team, I want to say. Like we like to keep the ball and not just go along and chase. There's a structure and a sort of format to how we want to play. So it's great. And if the boys ever make it to a professional environment, I say, even though this is professional, like in Europe or one of the top leagues in Asia, they'll be ready for it, which is good. It's not going to change, and hopefully they'll go into those teams as leaders as well.
I love it.
Yeah.
Claudia?
Yeah, before I ask the question, I'll just give a shout out to RM Chua. Hi, RM.
He took all your pictures that we're
He's the one
showing
who
right
took-
now.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
If you can get some more photos of me, I'd love it.
he's watching, so he's probably watching. So RM,
Yes.
just take more photos of Jacob.
Like this photo.
Like that. That's a good photo right there.
That's a great photo, yeah. It's quality. We've got one more game. Maybe if he has us out in Bidyan,
On Sunday, right? On Sunday.
so maybe he'll do that. But it's great photos.
He
So
lives
what
near
were you
the
doing
stadium.
here?
Yeah.
What were you doing here?
It's the penalty.
It's just the celebration that I do when I score a goal. It changes from time to time, but it's been my most used, I'd say. So it just comes natural if I don't have anything else to do. So I've only scored 2 goals, hopefully maybe more, and you'll see some different celebrations.
Yeah. So he says, yeah, there you go. So
Keep doing your celebration, sabi niya.
He's probably getting ready to shoot your camera. To shoot his camera to take photo of your celebration.
That's it.
Yeah, he says see you on Sunday.
There you go.
Perfect. Amazing. Can't wait.
Jacob, piggybacking on what Clara was saying, you're one of the oldest, I guess, in the ADT. And in terms of experience playing overseas, you played in Australia. What else can you bring to the table that will help these young, up and coming players in your team? Or what is it that you have that helps the team?
I think just the experience I have being in a different environment and seeing that if you work hard enough, that there is the light at the end of the tunnel. There is something that you can achieve, because I'm sure most of these boys want to make it as a professional footballer, but I don't think that they've seen the rewards of it yet, and hopefully they get to see it. But for me, myself, Julian, Shocky, Dennis, Chung, Yuri, all of the overseas players, we can tell the younger boys to keep going, keep working hard. You never know who's watching. One game changes everything. Because that one game, a scout from Europe could see you play and he might like you, and then he'll definitely bring you across or give you a chance at least. And that's what you need, someone to just open the door, and you just got to take it.
I like it. Keep encouraging them.
Yeah, that's it.
Lovely stuff. Right.
Yeah.
So to be specific, this was the penalty against UCFC in New Clark.
In Clark, right? In New Clark, yeah.
So that was the second goal scored in the history of the stadium, and that's the first penalty too, we can say. So you can claim
In New
that.
Clark, yeah.
Yep.
In New
Hopefully
Clark.
they can write it on the wall somewhere.
This is the Jacob goal seat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lovely stadium. I feel like an NBA player when we just walk in. Just walking in, okay.
Just walking in.
Yeah, give us a ball, we'll look like noobs. The
Oh
the
my
live
goodness.
stream people. Right. Okay.
So
So
what number do you carry? Sorry.
I wear number 8.
Is there a reason, or just given to you, like because it's?
No, I just like the number 8. To be honest, it's always 6, 8, 10, just the standard midfield position numbers.
Yep.
So whatever's there, I'll take on board.
you'll take it.
Yeah. But you gravitate a lot in the 8.
Yeah, I think I've worn it the most in my life. I've had it at previous clubs, so it's just when it was there and it was offered, I'd say I'll take number 8 happily.
the
Nice.
association growing up with it, right?
Yeah.
Hmm. Oh, let's get to it, Claudia. I think it's the first time in a while we've gotten a guest with a tattoo or with tattoos.
Oh my gosh, that's the one I'm gonna ask.
Yes,
Oh,
so
Yeah.
go take it away.
so your tattoos.
Claudia has a gazillion
Yeah, I
tattoos,
have a
so
gazillion
that's what she asked
tattoos.
her guest.
Yeah.
At the moment, I've only got my outer sleeve done. I got that just before I moved out here when the women were here for the AFF and
Mm.
my family were here. So the first time my parents got to see it was when they came back, and my dad didn't really know,
Oh.
but I'm sure he's okay with it because the on my forearm, the outer forearm, it's for him.
Can you show it?
It's
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
If you want to
cool.
see it here, I don't know how you see it
There you go.
there. It's just he used to do this with me as a kid and with all of us together. He used to just throw us up in
Throw.
the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also got the
Philippine
Philippine
Sun.
sun.
star and just God here because religion. But I'm
Hmm.
yet to finish off the inside of my arm. I want to get a lot more. I have a lot planned. Maybe 2 weeks ago or a week ago, we went to a tattoo shop here with Julian.
Yep.
This is the first time anyone's hearing about this, so if mom and dad see it, they can see it when I come back home one day. Um, but we all got tattoos, Julian, myself, and his missus. So it's just something to remember.
Oh, matching tattoos here.
No, it's
No.
different. Me and Julian are speaking about getting something
Yep.
together, just to sort of remember this time.
Yeah.
But it's nothing confirmed just yet.
It can be the dog and the ADT crest.
Oh
Yeah, that's
God, that's right.
that's what we're thinking, yeah, just ADT for life across my chest.
Oh,
I
for
like the
life.
sun. I like the sun. It's very
Yeah,
nice.
it took this one. I think the portrait took about 4 or 5 hours.
Yep.
I think maybe 5.5. But it didn't hurt as much as I thought. I went in thinking it was the worst pain, but surprisingly, it wasn't that bad. The
Yeah.
only pain I did feel is when they went over it with the white,
Yeah.
and that white part did hurt. I
Yeah.
was shaking a little bit in certain moments, but it was great. I want to get more.
It is addicting. It's super
As
addicting.
you always say, right? Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's
Yeah.
addicting.
Yeah. It is because it's like you're looking for that pain, which is weird, right?
Yeah,
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 and the sound. But when I first got my tattoo, you know that that sound was
yeah.
louder than it is now. Now it's you hardly hear it, and the gun that they use or the tattoo needle that they use, it's lighter, so the pain is not as much. It's not as painful as you think. Right?
Better equipment now, I guess.
Better equipment, better ink, and we have really good tattoo artists here, huh? In the Philippines.
Yeah, the tattoo shop that we went to was Art Colic, I think it is,
Okay.
and we got suggested it from from Pintos.
Nice.
He
Oh
told us
wow.
he told us to go there, so we went there. And
Nice.
Pinty's another one. He's one of my great mates here. We're always together with Julian.
Nice.
We're like a trio. When we go out, get dinner, we're all together.
Did he get a tattoo with you guys? No, it was just you
Uh,
and
uh,
Julian.
Pinty's got his whole sleeve and he's got a lot more done than us. So me and Julian, and we just got something little,
Mm.
but I'm sure he'll come with us one day. We'll have to drag him along if he says no.
You have a lot of catching up to do with the tattoos.
Yeah, since he has a lot more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not
Anthony
it's cool
Pintos.
tattoos.
Yeah, as long as you know you want 100%,
Yeah, that's
then
right.
get it. That's what I think. But I know my sister wants to get one as well, Chantelle.
All
My
right.
older sister's already got one, or a couple, I believe maybe, and I think my brother wants to as well. After he's seen mine, because he also wants to get some earrings.
A piercing,
Yeah,
huh?
you got
Yeah,
earrings too.
yeah,
It's not much of a taboo now. Tattoos, unlike before,
So much
right?
less.
Yes, Yeah. So you can
Yeah,
see a
yeah,
lot.
yeah. Much more appreciated. Like
Yes,
it's not really frowned upon and it's not really judged. Everyone likes to share and see what you have. It's
that's
great.
correct. Yeah.
Yeah,
Unlike before, where you had to hide it,
yeah,
like
yeah,
in certain places where your T-shirt or your pants will cover it. Now it's like the more you want to show it.
yeah. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
So that
beauty.
the tattoo part, right? Oh no, not the tattoo part, but Anthony Pintos, right? Just for context, Julian said he's his dad here in the Philippines,
yeah,
looking out
yeah.
for him. So you
Yeah.
have that dynamic, guys. Check out also the episode of
Oh
Julian,
yes.
yeah, Jacob's good buddy. Um, before we'll let's say get towards the end, Jacob. The tattoo part. Your parents didn't know, but when they saw it, did they like it or did they not like it?
Oh no, they. My mum loved it. My mum knew. I told her I was getting it because I'm also getting on my like the inside of my bicep. I had to get
Ooh.
help for her to translate it because I'm getting a script in Spanish. So I had to ask her.
Nice.
But when my dad first saw it, the only thing he's really said about it is, well, the first thing he said about it was "you're a gangster," and then he hasn't
Classic
really said,
Filipino.
Oh
yeah,
my
he hasn't
goodness.
really said much else. He didn't really look. Oh, he likes to look at it, but hasn't said much about it.
If you're talking to a Filipino, they'll go, "Oh, yung tato na yan, ah." They'll say it with that accent, tato. As
Tato.
we hear,
Yeah.
yeah. Check out Willie Wilson's episode 2 guest if you want more tattoo talk. Him
Oh
encountering
goodness,
his
yeah.
mom. Yeah, we got a lot of mixed bag stories that are entertaining, we can
Yeah.
say. Right?
Classic.
Ayun, sabi ni
Cla-
Chris, classic Filipino reaction sa
Yeah.
tattoo, as we call
Tattoo.
it when we are using our Filipino accent. All right. So, I don't know, Jacob, I asked you about this before. Who do you model your game after? Your first answer was Julian Schwarzer. But what is the real answer?
Yeah. To be honest, it changes a lot because there's so many great midfielders, so many great footballers in the world. Uh, right now, off the top of my head, I can't really pinpoint. Is a There's a couple great players that I like N'Golo Kante, Casemiro, Thiago. I'd maybe say it'd have to be Thiago only because
Alcantara? Is that him?
yeah, yeah,
Liverpool.
I look,
Okay.
yeah. Shockey likes to say, or he's told me that that's how I play. That's how he sees I move. Like it's similar to him. And also
Mm.
Dennis Chung. He when I first met him, he always used to call me Thiago.
Yeah,
And
Tiago.
yeah, and it's really stuck from there. But to model my game after anyone, I don't really think I look at anyone in particular. But I just take what I can from as many people or from what I see, whether it be EPL, whether it be the Bundesliga,
Mm.
whoever's there. I just like to see what they do and try and do that for myself.
Right.
So that's how you do it.
This is a nice photo too.
This is your first goal, first penalty. The one versus
Yeah,
Maharlika.
yeah.
Look at that
So,
celebration. Yeah.
we were fortunate enough to claw our way back. I mean, I believe we should have left with the 3 points, all 3 points, but that's how football works. There's surprises every day, so you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, that was an ADT game with you as captain because there's no Shraki, right?
No
He was
Shockey
out.
and Julian as well picked up an injury.
Right.
Oh, okay.
I
Tama,
was
tama.
fortunate enough to take the armband and I'd pass it on to anyone in the team because everyone's the leader. It doesn't
Right.
really matter who's wearing it. Like I don't see that there's one captain in the team.
Right.
I'd like to have everyone wearing the armband, but it's not really how football works.
Yeah, for this game, you're the designated kuya of the team,
The designated kuya.
we can
That's
say.
it.
Yeah. So the ADT, the purpose is to accelerate development. Development is part of the name. So you get that chance to prove yourself and nicely get out of here. Don't come back, right? Because
Yeah.
that's the objective to push all those Filipino youngsters in. So where do you see yourself Or no, sorry, what's next? What's next? Where do you see yourself as later, right, Claudia? What's next for you?
Yeah, that's right.
For me, I don't really have a plan. I'd say, as of yet, my focus is just finishing this last game, giving it them all against Aliens. Hopefully, 3 points. Different story from last time, but the only goal I have on my where my eyes are set on right now is Mitsubishi Cup. Hopefully, I can. Hopefully, I've done enough
Hmm.
to earn a call up, and hopefully, I can push through in the training camp and get myself into the squad to get a couple minutes. And being 20, I don't see why not, and why a couple of the other ADT boys who are younger, maybe 17 or 18, I think they can push for a spot as well because they're all quality. We see it in training, and it's something everyone should have their eyes set on. So I think that's it. I don't really have a plan. Maybe just come back after December after Mitsubishi and resume the PFL and move on. If not, continue to build with ADT and see where that leads us.
Yeah, because for context, your last game for the calendar year is against Stallion on Sunday. And then
Yeah.
it's that long break, and then we get back 2023. And given what you said, if there's an Azkals call up for the senior team,
You're ready.
knowing, yeah, you'll take it in a heartbeat because you said you want to go all the way, considering that you were in the youth setup.
Yeah.
So, wow. Claudia, should we get to the beginning of the end or
No, I
anything
have
you
one
want
more
to add?
question.
Okay,
So
okay.
you played of course in the youth under 12, is it under 14? Under
The
14.
first age group is the 14s, yes.
Under
14s.
14, yeah. How was it listening to the Philippine national anthem
We
representing
almost
the
forgot that.
Philippines?
Oh no.
Yeah,
The national anthem.
yeah.
It's always a great story amongst everyone. They always ask if I know it. Every time I come, I always relearn it, but I know the start, I know the end. So I'm either at the start of the first 11 if I'm in the starting 11, so the camera catches
Yeah,
the
you
Yep.
first movement, or I'm at the end where I can finish off the national anthem. And that's what I know 100%, but I always learn it, and it's not too difficult to learn. But it's just great. It's always great to sing it in front of another country, different fans, different stadium every time. It's great. It's a
yeah.
great opportunity.
I'm sure your dad was must have been proud seeing you represent the Philippines,
Yeah,
putting your hand in your chest, singing the national anthem.
yeah. They've been fortunate enough to come out and see a couple international tournaments. I think it may have been in Thailand. Was the
Mm.
first one where my both parents were able to come out. We played in Indonesia, um, also Vietnam, where I think it was just my mum and my brother until my dad was able to come out for maybe 1 or 2 games. But uh, hopefully, I make them all proud and all the Filipinos watching proud. Hopefully, I can continue to do so for a long time and continue to just work hard and then see where it goes.
Yeah.
You've been
Your sister and you could say, hey, you should memorize the Philippine national anthem more.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
It's just hard to remember it because we don't really know the whole language. I'm sure if we once we learn the whole language, the entire language, we'll be able to sing the full song. But until then, we're just gonna have to keep on relearning it.
yeah,
I'll
it's a
send you an
marching song.
English. I have an
Oh
English
yeah,
translation. I sent it to
yeah,
Kevin Ray Mendoza last year, so I can send it to you later too. To help
Amazing,
you
amazing.
out.
Perfect.
yeah. It's a marching song. It's a marching song.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like that. It's one of the more upbeat national
Yeah,
anthems, which I like because
yeah,
Australia's a bit one tone. All these other countries are one tone, but when the Philippine national anthem song is on,
it
everyone
goes.
knows.
There's a big
Everyone,
crescendo.
everyone knows who it is. And it's great. It's very unique, so it's amazing.
And you've
Yes.
been all over Southeast Asia with what you said, playing for the youth teams. So nice traveling experience. All countries they're also different. They're also
Yeah.
different. Yeah.
Yes, everything's got their own little niches, their own unique culture about them.
Yep.
I've been lucky enough to travel all over the world. I'd say, been to Spain, parts of South America, and it's just great to see how these people live on the other side of the planet. Because Australia is so far from everything. No matter
It's
where you
true.
want to
Yeah.
travel, the only place that you can go is maybe New Zealand, which is
Yep.
a couple of hours. But even flying here, it's 8 hours, and it's still Asia. So I don't know.
Good experience, especially if you want to play overseas football. So that's something you
Yeah.
can take to your advantage, knowing different cultures. So let's get to the beginning of the end questions. Then we'll do a short,
Yes.
quick fire round where there's the yes or no. So what is this again? Well, I almost forgot. Um, 5 years from now, where do you see yourself?
Hopefully, playing football, I'll be 25. I'm not too sure if I'll have a family by then.
Five
Just
years.
focus, yeah, focus all on football. That's it, and hopefully by that time, my brother can start his journey with the Philippine national team as well. Hopefully, my sister's still doing well with the women's, and hopefully, everyone's achieving the goals. That's it.
We go with the next one. Um, you get to
Me.
ride that time
I,
traveling machine in Back to the Future. Well, this question is inspired by our late friend Papa B, a broadcaster. So you get to ride that time machine. You get to talk to your 7-year-old self. What will you say?
Don't take anything for granted.
yeah.
Work hard, do the hours, do the hard yard. Don't listen to what other people say. Just continue to grind. Don't stop. Always look forward. Never look back. Just take everything with two hands.
Fighting the doubters, as you
Yeah.
say.
Taking the bull by its horns. Right.
All
All
right,
right.
Claudia.
Mine.
Third one before thank
y-
yous.
Yeah. So Jacob, after let's say you retired from football, what kind of legacy would you like to leave in the football industry, especially for the Philippines?
Hopefully, I can achieve even half of what Shoki did. Hopefully, I can be known around Asia like him. And hopefully, I can influence a lot of young Filipinos, young footballers, young Australians, even just anywhere, just to play football, and hopefully I can be some sort of role model in some way and leave a mark on the footballing industry. But other than that, I just want to achieve as much as I can, and hopefully that inspires others to do the same.
Nice.
So, the fourth one in this segment, we want to give you the floor to say hello to your family, friends, thank your supporters. So, whatever message you want to give to them, floor is
Yeah, if
yours.
there's any supporters that want to come say hi, take a photo, I'm more than happy to do so. Um, keep back in ADT, keep back in Philippine football. I know it may be a hard time where the Azkals may not have mentioned much about what we're doing behind the doors, but we're all trying to do the best that we can, and hopefully we can bring silverware back to you guys. And for my family, it's a bit late. They're probably all asleep, but just hopefully I'm making everyone proud, and that's it.
Shout out to the family. Yep. So, I think that ends the formal conversation. Isn't that right, Claudia?
Yes.
Or was I
Yes.
too excited? I missed something in our segment or our show.
No, we're gonna
Okay.
just do our last segment.
Yeah, the quick fire round. Now that the formal conversation is done, simply state your answer, or it can be a yes, it can be a no. Balut, yes or no?
No, big no, big no, big no.
Big no.
Don't have to think about it. There's not a chance.
Okay.
I actually got tired of it. So now that I see it and stopped after a while, that's when I realized it was disgusting.
Yeah,
I
no, thankfully,
graduated.
yeah, no, thankfully I haven't come across it. I don't think in the past or in the time I've been here since August, but every other time I've come back, whether I'm with Dad always seems to find it somehow. Dad likes to have one or two, maybe, I think.
with a beer. Add a beer, Tito.
I'm not too sure if he likes to do that, but he just likes to try everything. And he's grown up here, so he loves to take a bite of it every now and then.
Oof. All right. Chicken feet or durian? You know durian? That one from
No.
Davao that with a smell. How do you describe durian? How do you think you help me?
It's
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 fruit
like
that smells.
we just had that here. It's like are you familiar with like guyabano or jackfruit?
I wouldn't say I am. No.
Jackfruit. Let's see.
But it
I was
has a
thinking of
smell.
something that I'm thinking of something that in Australia
Yep.
that has it. Not much. They don't actually allow durian in the airports in Australia.
It's
I
hard to
think
get a lot.
Yeah,
uh,
they're not
there's,
allowed. It's if
there's a street. Yeah, there's a street like street food sort of market in front
right.
of the building where myself and Julie live, and there's like a drink store, I think, and they I'm pretty sure I've had durian and maybe I don't know what it was mixed with. Maybe I want to say lemon, but I don't know if that sounds right.
That doesn't sound right. It
But
might not
I
be
think,
because yeah,
yeah, I'm not too
maybe
sure.
guyabano, but I don't think they allow durian in they won't allow it in the Australian airport. Any fruits, you're not
They
allowed to do.
inspect your bags like
Yeah, they do.
crazy when you fly out. Like even milk, you can't bring it in.
Yeah,
Given the
yeah.
industry there.
Yeah, but I haven't been to many other European countries, but I know Australia is very tough with their border security.
Tough, tough.
So
Yeah.
even my dad gets caught every now and then. Like I know there was one time I can't remember what he tried to bring on just as a mid airplane snack. I think it was maybe a can of tuna, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
But even that,
yeah,
they said no, just you got to leave it. You can't take it. So
yeah.
I
You
just,
can't
I
take it
just never bring any food with me. Just easy.
to be safe. Yeah.
That's it. Better
There.
safe than sorry. I don't want to end up in jail.
Or in that show.
Disgustingly. Which
Yeah,
show?
or boys
Locked up
say,
abroad.
No,
yeah,
we have.
This
There's a show
show?
in Australia called Border Security.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's funny to watch. Some of the things people try to get away with.
Oh, good.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It's funny, and a lot of the Asians are always the ones getting caught.
Yeah, yeah, and then they
Asians.
always magically don't know how to speak English as well,
Yeah.
which makes it worse. Puts them in a worse position. So they end up throwing it out or copying a huge fine, which is
Yeah.
terrible.
It's yeah, but it's funny to watch. But yeah,
Yeah,
Don't want to be
yeah,
there. You don't. No
yeah.
one wants to be
You
there.
know what you want. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
scary. Just don't bring food. They won't allow you food.
yeah, that's it.
So there. Chris said it's disgustingly delicious, referring to durian.
Durian.
Okay. So what's your favorite Filipino food? Just the shoot of the
Sisig,
name. Sisig.
sisig.
Nice.
Nice.
That's Kapampangan.
I love it. There's,
Yeah,
I think
same.
every restaurant I go to, I always look for it first. But I like my food spicy.
Nice.
So
You get
sometimes when I've had it, it's not been spicy and I've not really liked it or rated it as much. But when it's spicy, I love it. It's the best food I've
Like,
had.
nice.
you can get your spicy sisig. Okay. Here in the Philippines, what's your go-to meal after a game? Just that one dish you like, and that's it.
It's pizza.
Pizza.
I'm used to it. Yeah, back home as well. After every game, even at like our club,
Yep.
they'll give us food, and there's a whole range. But I'll always go to the pizza. It's always a pepperoni pizza.
Oh, the
It's
best.
just comfortable. It's delicious. I love it.
Good choice.
Hmm. Boracay or Palawan? Before you, Claudia.
Baraka. I
Boracay.
don't know if I've been to Palawan, but I think I may have. But it's got to be Baraka.
Mhm. Boracay more party, Palawan more of the limestone cliffs and nature. Claudia.
No,
Yeah. All right. I just got two questions. Sprint race. Who's gonna win? You or Shraki?
me every day.
We'll send this to Shrocky later.
No, don't send it to him. Don't send it to him.
Okay. He'll see it. He'll see it. He'll see it na lang.
He'll probably see it.
Yeah, no. I'd have to say myself. I'll back myself any
You
day.
gotta bet on yourself always. That's how.
Yeah.
That's how you get to where you want to be.
Yeah. Second question: who are you gonna score against in a penalty? Either Pintus or Julian. Choose
Oh,
one.
I've already done Pintus, so I've got to say Julian. I love both of them. They're both my brothers, but hopefully one day the tables will be flipped and I can versus Julian, and maybe I'll dink him as well. Who knows? We've spoken about it. Hopefully we can play each other, and we can't wait.
Yeah, if it's a penalty against Julian in an official game, that's a known goal because he's your goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's it.
This is
that's-
the one against Pintos.
Yeah,
I just realized.
Ooh.
Yeah, Pinty was you were commentating about it when it was happening. Me, Simon,
Yeah.
Pinty all together. Yeah, Simon was trying to get in my head saying, that's not a foul. Give it back to us. Pinty non-stop told me, dink me, chip me, try and chip me. And for that whole week during training, believe it or not, I had it set in my head that if I got a penalty, I was going to dink it and go through the middle.
Yep.
So the opportunity came, and Pintus egged me on to do it even more. So I'm like, that's it, I got to do it. And we went out, had dinner after that.
Oh.
I love him. He's a great guy.
Is there trash talking between you and the goalkeeper, like Pintus, during the penalty, or was it just
They
silent?
did, and they were
did?
laughing. The two of you guys were laughing. They were.
Yeah.
Anthony just went up to him the spot. I'm like, looks like these guys are having a friendly conversation.
Oh,
Before
yeah.
Jacob takes the slow walk.
Yeah, I can't really remember exactly what they were trying to say, but I was just focused on Pinty kept telling me to dink it, and I was just laughing because I knew that I had it set in my head already that I was going to do that. So it was just funny. It was a great moment to share.
Lovely. That was entertaining for us.
Yeah.
So it's currently 1-0 to you between you and Anthony Pintus. Of course,
Yeah.
you and Julian. During trainings, do you do penalty shootouts?
Every now and then, but I speak to Julian every day, and he knows which way I go, which side I paper.
So he knows. So he's been stopping the ball, huh?
Yeah. He's a little cheat, if that's what you want to call it. He likes to cheat. So whoever wins, but we do practice every now and then, and then we obviously have other goalkeepers like Eco, Lance,
Yep.
and everyone gets in goal. Everyone has a bit of fun. That's all it
Nice.
is.
It's a brotherhood.
Loser
Yeah.
buys drinks, and then the loser just beats them there. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
Claudia, to wrap up,
No, that's good.
you're
But
good.
we're gonna send that question. Who's gonna win, you or Shraki?
I'm sure he won't stop talking about it on Saturday when I see him again.
I mean,
I'm sure he'll challenge me to a race. We'll go from
Oh,
one end to the field to the other. I might have to say I'm injured. I can't play. I can't run.
he's gonna shrug you.
He's
Yeah,
gonna-
that's it. That's it.
Oh my goodness.
All right. So I think that does it. We wrapped up the formal conversation earlier. We did the quick fire round. I'm thinking twice if I'll send the video to Shraki because Jacob's saying no. And since you're the guest, out of
No.
respect.
Feel free to send it to him. No,
Okay,
joke.
you're giving me the
Okay.
license. Okay, this is on record.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what he says.
Julian will see you guys at the finish line. Sorry, you were saying.
No, I'm sure he'll try and come up with something or try to challenge me, but that's just how he is. He loves to win, and we're all the same.
Yep. Great competitive nature. So before we bid goodbye, do any of the boys there in the house you were visiting, anyone want to swing by? Who's swinging by?
High time.
He's like half naked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this guy.
He's about to jump in the shower. If you don't mind him with the shirt off. But
Just say hello. Yeah, he could peek his head up like that.
come on, say hi.
Just say hi, just your head. Just don't go shirtless.
Kate, do you want to say hi?
Baka madamay tayo, as we say in Filipino.
Hi.
Yeah, we get the two centre backs together. This is why we don't concede as much goal.
Rosilio.
Yeah,
Hey, Amirul. Hi.
Hey,
Hi.
everyone. There you go.
yeah,
There.
we're all together, and this is a friendship. It's why we don't concede many goals.
Uh-huh. Yeah. The
That's
the
right.
resident destroyers of the ADT. There you go.
Yeah.
They just swung by the
Nah,
show.
they're lucky enough to let me use the internet because mine at my place is just terrible. But thank God for them, otherwise this might have not happened.
Yeah, thanks to them. Thanks to you for putting in the effort, of course, to
Oh
coming
yeah.
on the show. Yeah.
Thank you.
Big
Yeah, anytime,
big
anytime.
thanks. Really appreciate it. So you better shield these guys well next game with you as like center mid holding mid.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we're all together. We're always together. We're always close. We're always talking. Uh, it's just how it has to be. Otherwise, we might not be as successful as we are.
You really put emphasis on teamwork. So I think that's it for
Yeah.
the episode. Jacob, we'll put you backstage and we'll just wrap up. And if you gotta get going, it's okay. Yeah, don't worry
Yeah.
about it. So we'll
Yeah.
just put you backstage if ever. Claudia and I will close the show. So, bakit ang laki?
But you
There
gotta
you go.
go.
Nasa ibang view. So that's our episode with Jacob. It's nice getting to know about him on and off the
Yeah.
pitch, especially since Jacob has been a shoe-in for the ADT in the PFL, and parang extra kuya siya dun because
Yeah.
there's some ADT OG still there like Yurik, and then you got Dennis Chung, and then of
Mm.
course you can't miss Kuya Shraki with how Jacob and the team described him. I won't say it anymore. Baka maano tayo.
Toot! De. Okay lang.
Not a bad word naman, but not
No,
bad
no,
word.
no.
Hairstyle lang ang nire-refer. And then there's Julian, right, Claudio? What do you think?
Yeah, I know. I like the way that they're, towards the end, Jacob said that's why we don't concede much goals because they're a brotherhood. You know, friends with Julian, friends with even friends with Pintus. I mean,
Anthony.
it goes to show the brotherhood of the football community. But what I like about Jacob is his tattoos
Yep.
and his
Show them.
son, and that he's representing the Philippines. He could
Mhm.
represent Central America or Australia, but he chose the Philippines.
Yep,
Love it.
just like his sister. And we hope to. Let's get
Yeah.
another sibling rivalry or sibling
Oh
war
goodness, yeah,
episode. We got the McDaniels before. Let's see if we can get
yeah.
the Manitis back sometime, right? As this guy has to leave, he's scared that we have an Azkal on the show. So there you go. So I think we can call it an episode. I think we'll catch Jacob backstage. But this has been Clara Manzano, on behalf of Claudio Perrine. Episode 120 of Who the Heck Are We? See you yung guest next week. Secret, as we always say.
Secret.